Hello and welcome to Fedmail. Thank you for joining us again this week. I hope you, your family members, friends, and loved ones are all doing well and are feeling healthy and are in good spirits. I want to ask you once again, if you'd like to contribute to our efforts to help those in need in the community, you can use the link provided here in Fedmail. You can click on it, brings you to a donation page, pretty easy to do. If you're in need of assistance in any way, please let us know also. We'd love to be able to help you. And once again, I want to remind you that we have a very special matching grant campaign taking place right now to help our friends at Westboro Chabad, Rabbi and Rebbitzin Green, and their kids and their family. They need some support to help them get back on their feet after some issues that they've had with their home. We want to make sure we help them, and we have a very special family in the community who has donated $15,000, and we have a matching grant program to help them out, and we want your help. We're asking for your help, so we're encouraging you to please check out the link to do that. I also want to let you know that the wonderful series of events that we offer each week continues. There are some really nice things coming up on January 26th, just in time for Tu B'Shvat. There is a program called Jurassic Tu B'Shvat. The Arava Institute has taken the extinct Judean date palm. They've sequenced the DNA somehow, and they have brought back this very special plant. They brought this very special plant back to life. They're going to tell us about that. You can find the flyer in Fedmail. You can find the flyer to all of these programs right here in the email edition of Fedmail. That is a program brought to us by our friends and partners at SNEC. That's the Southern New England Consortium with our sister city, Afula, and it's great to be able to partner with our neighboring communities. On January 27th, International Holocaust Remembrance Day will be observed, and we have a program live from Afula, and we can join in with the commemoration of that event. Holocaust Remembrance Day is a day designated by the United Nations about 15 years ago to commemorate the liberation of the Auschwitz concentration camp. It was done on the 60th anniversary of the liberation of that camp, and Holocaust remembrance is one of the most important things that we can engage in as Jews, and we want to really be sure that the lessons of the Holocaust and the stories of our survivors and those who perished is never forgotten. So please join us for that. I also want to remind you that you can take a tour of virtual Paris. This sounds like a really interesting program. Beth Israel is sponsoring. That will take place on January 24th. Tu B'Shvat, again, going back to Tu B'Shvat. Tu B'Shvat is coming up. If you'd like to buy a tree, and we encourage you to do so, it's great for Israel, helps to support our efforts. You can do that by using the link provided in Fedmail, and we will be sending out flyers on Tu B'Shvat and in the days prior to that. And I want you to mark your calendars for a very special event we're having on February 17th. We have the new CEO and National Director of Friends of the IDF, wonderful organization. They help to support soldiers, lone soldiers. They do a lot of great work in Israel. And we have the new CEO and National Director, Stephen Weil, speaking to our community. He is one of the most highly sought after speakers in the Jewish world. It will be great to have him speak to us. And that program is being co-sponsored by LEAD. LEAD is our Leadership Education and Development Program. It's a part of YAD, part of our Young Adult Division. And we are working on developing and grooming the next generation of philanthropists and leaders in our community. So we're happy to bring that program to you. There are a lot of great things coming up. So keep an eye out, keep looking at Fedmail each week, and we'll go from there. I also, last week, didn't mention that one of the titans of the Jewish world, a colossus, passed away, Sheldon Adelson. Sheldon Adelson was a supporter of a number of different efforts within the Jewish world, not the least of which was his tremendous contribution to make sure that Birthright was a success. He was a huge supporter of Birthright, supporter of lots of different projects related to Israel and Zionism, and encouraging the younger generations here in the United States to be more connected to our Judaism. He supported communities around the country, and you may not be aware of it, but as we developed the cemetery revitalization project last year under the leadership of Dana Levinson, we got a contribution from the Sheldon and Miriam Adelson Foundation. They very generously contributed to our efforts. So there is a local connection here. May his memory be a blessing. He certainly left a tremendous legacy. He will be sorely missed, and we wish the family, and particularly his wife Miriam, we send her our regards, our love. And I want to, while we're talking about legacy, it's important to also note that for the past 4 years, just about 4 years, our own community has been involved in a legacy project called Life and Legacy, which is sponsored by the Harold Grinspoon Foundation. And that is to encourage our own community members to consider what their legacy will be as it relates to supporting our Jewish community in their estate plans and in other ways. So I hope that you'll consider doing that as well. Nothing is better than leaving a legacy, and we'd be happy to talk to you about that. You can speak to Leah Schuldener at the Federation office, and we'll go from there. And of course, this week also was the presidential inauguration. We wish the new administration good luck. We certainly are praying for success for the country, unity for the country, peace, and we will continue to advocate on behalf of Israel and hope that the gains made towards Middle East peace continue, that Israel remains safe, and that we are all taking a role in doing our part to keep the country united, good, strong, healthy, democratic, and we're doing the best we can as citizens of the country. That is our role. And you know, looking back at the history of the United States, so many poets, authors, historians have written about the United States as with parallel terms, talking about the Israelites, about our own people, and how the United States in many ways is a fulfillment of the values of Torah, the values of justice and goodness, and the goodness prevailing. And I think that all of us should be reminded of that. Some of it sounds so romantic. It sounds like 19th century romanticism, and sometimes that sounds too foreign to us. But I think as Jews, we can really embrace that. Let us continue to be a light unto nations, and do all we can to make sure that the United States is the greatest country that it can be, and all of us should play a role in doing that. So I wish you a Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos, and certainly God bless America. Take care. Bye-bye.